2022. Roll call, Jake Thompson. Leslie Dyer's absent, Don Young.
She's on- she's on.
I mean, I'm sorry, Leslie Dyer's on Zoom.
Thank you.
Donnie Young, Pam Alley, DW is, Donald Poole is absent. Elizabeth Bunker, Deputy Town Clerk. And Marjorie Stratton, Town Manager. Approve agenda. Do we have anything to add or subtract?
The only addition is Jill Oates to the library trustee, but you already have that as 7A. So
Yep.
it'd just be a
So there's two.
You said Jill?
Jill Oates, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, she must have expired. I mean, her term must have expired.
She's just re-upping.
Yeah, okay. Approve agenda,
Second.
all in favor? Approve minutes,
So moved. Second.
all in favor? Approve and sign treasurer's warrant number 11,
So moved.
second. All in favor? Communications,
I have no.
speakers from the floor.
Is this one is he on? I don't see Travis on the agenda.
Well, it was an executive session because we
Okay,
were gonna discuss what,
okay, yeah, no, that's fine. I just wasn't sure. Okay,
Yeah.
All right, nope, I just didn't. I
Leave
wanted to
him
make sure
out.
if he was gonna talk somewhere, this would be the time, because I didn't see it, but I didn't realize that was what that was for.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
All righty, committee and department reports. Number 7A, appoint library trustee Ann Mason,
Ann Mason and Jill Oaks, so.
and
Ann
Jill
Mason-
Oaks is
I apologize, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
Are they, what are the
So-
terms?
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
3 years
so
ago.
Ann Mason would be taking Margaret Olson's place, so that would be a term to June 2024. And then Jill, her term was up in 2022, so she asked to be re-upped to for another 3-year term to 2025. So Ann Mason would be to 2024. Jill
So those
Oaks
need to be two separate motions then probably, since they're different dates, or,
can be one motion, just to say one is,
okay, I make a motion that we appoint Ann Mason to a term ending June 2024, and Jill Oaks to a term ending June 2025, both to the library trustees. Second.
All in favor? Woodard and Curran status report.
I've been really trying to get after him for, final transfer station plans, and I really want to have a meeting with him and Ken Martin. I mean, Ken, let's face it, he's been there for, 25 years? He has a wealth of knowledge. I really think that we need to move forward primarily to get the final plans and get it out to bid. And he promised me a timeline. This is the middle of August, and I still don't have that. I sent him another email the other day. So I don't, does he say anything about the transfer station on here?
No, just
60% design.
60% design.
Yeah, so I've really been bugging him a lot to, get going on these plans.
Mhm.
I missed the fall main bond bank issue. That application was due August 1st. I didn't want to get the money in November, which is when that issue comes out, and not even, we haven't even put it out to bid yet. So I'll
Right.
do the spring issue from the main bond bank.
When is that?
I think the application is, I can't remember.
Is it 6 months from August maybe, or is it not?
I can't remember, Jake, to
Okay.
tell you the truth.
Well, I mean, if
I'm gonna
we know
call.
a date, we should tell him we need to have
Yeah,
this out to bid probably, at least 6 weeks before the bond. I mean, so that you have time. I mean, that's all I was asking. So
yeah.
we need to give him a deadline of some sort, I would say.
Well, certainly,
The
if he
other,
doesn't have it by then, something's wrong.
Right, well, I mean, we need to get it out and
Yeah.
then Marjorie, we need to have time to select a bidder, and then if for some reason the bids come in too high, we need to go back and ask for more money, God forbid. I mean, we only had 800 and something, right?
850 was approved at a town meeting.
Right, so
But
I
the-
mean,
Yeah, excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt.
no,
The,
but I mean, we need to have a little bit of time, you know, just in case.
Well, the other thing that I need to do is to order that new compactor, and that's a 3-month delivery. But, you
That
know,
needs to be done anyway, doesn't it? No matter what.
Probably.
I just, I want to get all these things coordinated, and
I think we
anyway.
just get the damn
If
thing.
you get money from when you get money from the bond bank, is there a timeline on how long you can keep it without using it, or all of it, or however?
You probably have to start paying interest on it immediately.
Mm.
Yeah, you got it. That's the point.
Okay, what is the interest usually?
Well, it's fluctuating more right now than it has for many, many years.
Right.
The main bond bank was actually pretty low, and you could actually go to a commercial bank and get a pretty good rate. Right now, the main bond bank is probably better than the banks are doing. I heard that the Fed is going to increase rates another 0.75% next week.
Mm,
So
They said
that'll,
September.
yeah, so certainly for the first time in many, many years, the interest rates are going up. So,
The last money we borrowed, I think, we got a 10-year note for under, was it around 2.5, I think?
I don't remember,
There was
Jake.
so many, but it was something like that.
What
But
was that? What did we borrow?
for the Karen Place Bridge.
Oh,
that was
right.
the last money.
Oh, wow, that was a long
And we
time
were
ago. I don't
deciding
remember.
between 15 and 20 years, and we went with, 10 and 15 years, and we went with 10 because
Right,
it saved us like a 0.5 percentage point or whatever. And there's no way we're gonna just reach that low now,
Right.
because even banks can't borrow money from each other. If it goes up another 0.75%, it'll be, the lowest will be 3. Won't it be 3 to 3.25? Isn't it 2.25 to 2.5 now, I think? I think that's what it's up to.
I don't know, but anyway, so,
We're looking at 4 or 5
this-
before it's done.
so you just need, okay, well, anyway, so hopefully Brent will,
I hope so. Yeah,
Get back
he
in
didn't
touch with
even
you.
come on to our meeting. I meet with Gabe every Monday at 11, and Brent comes on at 11:30, and he didn't even come on. So, well, I hope he's okay.
has anybody heard from him?
No.
Well, they've had, on this schedule update, they've had this logger devices on there for at least a couple times now.
For the Vinyl Cove project.
Yeah, they've had that on there for since the middle of the summer, I believe. I know I've seen it on the last two before this, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were gonna put those out, they should have done it when all the traffic was here.
I don't disagree.
Anything else? Okay. Old business, there's seeing none. New business, the hold on a second. Mid-Coast Council of Governments.
So I had Matt Eddy come out from, it's called MCOG, Mid-Coast Council of Governments, and meet with the Planning Commission. And he would just like approval from the Board of Selectmen to move forward with the tasks, number 1 and 2. Number 1 is really almost complete. It's to bring our land use ordinance into compliance with Maine shoreland regulations. This has been a long time coming. We haven't had any amendments since 2009, and we really need to get up to speed. And the other amendments are things that the Planning Commission have been working on, and I really push to get these things on their agenda as well, out of respect for the Planning Commission and what they would like to see happen. So it's those 2 things. And then we can talk with MCOG about these other things, working on the comprehensive plan, for instance. But it's really just number 1 and 2 that he would like just approval from the Board of Selectmen. These are things that he talked about with the Planning Commission when he came out. So they're pleased to move forward with these amendments.
I certainly would want to look at them before we approve it.
Well, we can't approve
Oh,
it, we
no.
have to take it to town.
It goes to town meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even to give him an update, I'd like to see this.
Well, he's gonna write what we need, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So he is working on the
Shoreline.
shoreland zoning amendments. They are, once completed, the draft will be ready for presentation to the community. So it would come to you first as the
Okay.
Board of Selectmen. And then it would be up to you if you want to put it forward to the town meeting. So yes,
Okay, good.
that's the
I think,
process.
so we need to make a motion to let him write these, or what do you said you're looking
Well,
for, he's looking for our approval.
This is what he says, with MCOG will take on, with the approval of the Board of Selectmen, the 2 tasks above through our technical assistance program at no charge to the community. I mean, I think this is great progress, and we're getting professional planning help at no cost. So, I mean,
I make a motion that we
That sounds
let
reasonable.
MCOG go ahead with visiting, how would you word it, with amending the shoreline zoning and the planning and completing the planning zone amendments? I don't know, how would you?
the shoreline zoning amendments and planning commission amendments.
Okay. I make a motion, we allow MCOG to amend, to do the shoreline zoning amendment and the planning commission amendments. Is that sufficient?
Second. All in favor? Nine B, matching funds for downtown project.
So I had been, of course, trying to work on the reserve funds and get the appropriate balances for all of those. And then I also was reviewing the downtown project, because I had in my mind that we had a certain amount of money in, for instance, the road reserve and the sidewalk reserve. But then I realized that funds had been appropriated out of all these reserves toward the downtown project. So what I want to do is just confirm those appropriations. I looked back and did some research on when the selectmen had discussions and or votes. Gabe McPhail gave me certain dates, and I made copies of those minutes, but it still wasn't 100% clear to me what those appropriations were out of the various reserves. So I just want to make sure and confirm those amounts and move that money from the reserve into the downtown project, so that we're, me included, not thinking that we have that money in the road reserve or have that money in the sidewalk reserve, because we don't. That money has been approved and moved over to the downtown project. And of course, the downtown project is going to address sidewalks and roads and harbor. So, I mean, that's the whole point. And this is our matching funds that are required from the various grants. But you've just, I mean, you are aware of all of this. I just want to confirm those appropriations and get that money moved out of the reserves.
Okay, well, so you want us to make the motion? To
This
move,
is, yeah, what I wrote here is what I would propose, but it's,
Those two numbers are the exact same.
well, I looked back and I can read what has happened in the past if you want.
Oh, we're just making sure it wasn't a typo. Sometimes I do that. I get typed one number.
Yeah.
and those are supposed to be the same.
Yeah, like,
Okay.
yeah. I didn't know how to deal with it because I didn't have any specific amounts. For instance, in September 29th, it just says the remaining balance of road and sidewalk reserve to make a cash match. It didn't really say what the specific amounts that you wanted to transfer were. So after we make these transfers, it will still leave $112,098 in the road reserve. It'll be about 41,000 left in the sidewalk reserve, but the harbor reserve will be pretty much depleted.
You said 112,000.
112,098 will be left in the road reserve. There will be about 41,000 left in the sidewalk reserve, and the harbor reserve will be depleted to about $600.
I move to appropriate 551,500 from road capital reserve, 551,500 from sidewalk reserve, and 341,760 from harbor reserve funds to the downtown project to be used as matching funds for the Economic Development Administration grant and the Northern Border Regional Commission grant for a total of $1,444,760.
Second. All in favor? Okay. Moving right along. Report of town manager.
Sheriff Polkey called me today to reach out. He's received a couple of emails from me about a meeting with the selectmen. He said he's quite busy with budgets, and he also has contract negotiations with, what is it, the union? They have a union there. Anyway, long story short, he said that a Zoom or, a virtual meeting might be easier to set up. He also said that at any time, any of you are able to reach out to him with a phone call or an email. He's happy to
Can you
do
forward
that.
us? Can you email us his contact info so we have it?
I sure will.
'Cause I'm not sure I know what it is.
He'd prefer a Zoom versus coming over then, probably.
Well, he didn't say it that way. He said, I'd love to come over. I do have time constraints because they're on a calendar year budget. So they're working on their budget for the county. He's also running for election, and what else? Oh, and he's working on his the union contract. So he said it's just been difficult to try to find time to actually come over. So he said to tell the selectmen to reach out individually if they want. And he's would be happy to try to set up some sort of virtual meeting. And he didn't, well, he kept talking about the contract, but I couldn't remember specifically if there were things that you did want to talk to him about. Is it specific to the contract, or is it just talking about coverage?
Mhm.
That's a little
I
bit.
think
of
it's
Probably a lot
all
of things.
inclusive, I think.
Yeah.
But I would think he might want to come out and do a little campaigning. He's running for.
That's a good point.
Does the, I remember when KK was the teacher, he'd have like a candidates forum
Yeah.
up there, and he'd have all the Senate, do they
He'd
still?
invite everybody,
Right, they don't do anything
I
like
don't
that.
think so.
anymore. Okay, I wasn't sure.
Not to my knowledge. They haven't done it for a while.
But I think we're way ahead of the game with a person meeting as opposed to Zoom.
I agree.
I mean,
Even-
probably we should wait and have a meeting with him after they get done with the
I think
union
so. I think
negotiations,
so.
so that we know what,
He knows what.
right, so
Yeah.
he knows what he can offer us and what he can't.
Yeah, he'd like to have I think, well, I'm not sure union representative is the right term that he used, but somebody from the union at that meeting.
But maybe that would probably be smarter for us to wait to meet with him until after they have hammered out,
Okay.
If you could give some timetable, would be good,
right?
when they might have when they have, when they get their issues resolved enough to meet.
It would be nice to meet some, at one of the two meetings in October if we could, if
Yeah.
not.
Yep.
Because we're meeting on the 4th, correct?
Mhm.
That was the next one, I thought.
That's gonna be a busy meeting.
No, I'm just saying that's our
Yeah.
next meeting, so then we'd probably meet around the 21st, I'm assuming. But that would probably wouldn't work for him if he's, I don't know what kind of campaign schedule the sheriff has in Knox County.
Well,
Don't
if we
think-
really wanted to meet with him, maybe we could plan a meeting where we just meet with him. If anybody wanted to, instead of trying to fit it into a regular meeting.
Yeah, that would be fine.
If
It
some,
wouldn't
if he
have to,
wants
it
to
wouldn't
come
have to
out,
be a Tuesday. But
Yeah,
No.
whenever it worked.
but also, can he have the wardens bring him out?
You can ask him, I think.
I mean, usually
Marine Patrol? then?
Marine Patrol bring him out and take him back if the weather's good.
I think they have done that in the past, haven't they?
Uh,
They did that last time when.
Yeah, yeah.
Tim, was it
Carol.
Tim? Yeah. He came out with a Marine Patrol, then he went back when we had that meeting down at the,
the flagpole.
rally.
Yeah, there was a crew of them here. For that.
And we've already discussed the rental situation. I can't remember why I have parking ordinance on here.
Because I asked
Oh, okay.
about what we could do.
So I just said, if we want to talk about it, we should probably make it an agenda item. And the selectmen can make amendments to the parking ordinance without going to town meeting. It's one of those ordinances. So I didn't know how you wanted to move forward on that.
I gave
What
it
did
to
you have in mind, Jake?
I was just thinking like on all of Main Street and like the front row of the parking lot, like some kind of a time limit, like like a 2-hour parking limit or something, because there's not a lot of spots, and I mean, not everyone that's handicapped or not able to walk has a handicap sticker, and if people that own houses on Main Street are parked there, and people that work on Main Street are parked there, it's just, there's very limited spots on. That's all I was thinking. I was just thinking that, and then
Makes
it would
sense.
help, it would help maybe with the plowing and on the 4th of July, because if there was, you wouldn't have to worry about people being parked there in the morning, because they shouldn't be parked there anyway.
Right.
That's all I had in mind, like maybe both sides of Main Street and the front row of the parking lot, maybe. I mean, that would just, and then by the fire hall, then we wouldn't have to worry about people selling stuff. When we've asked them to sit in the back, if it was a 2-hour limit, they probably would move to a different row anyway. But
I was, no, years
It
ago.
doesn't
the-
matter. I'm game for it, but I was just thinking that would maybe help, because a lot of times there's not a lot of spots on that
Yep.
side.
Yeah.
I know years ago, the chamber had requested business owners and employees to park not in front of their buildings or in the front of the parking lot, but apparently the chamber doesn't.
So do you want it as an
Meeting.
agenda item? No?
I would.
I think
Doesn't matter
so,
to me.
yes.
One way or the other.
I mean, that would be my suggestion of just like a 2-hour thing. I mean,
We'll get a copy of the current ordinance and see what.
I looked at it, there's nothing really for Main Street. The only thing it says for Main Street in the parking lot is you cannot have an occupied vehicle parked there overnight. That's the only thing about anything on Main Street.
That's a
Millie's
little
raising
weird.
her hand.
That's what, the way I read it, I might have read
I
it
think
wrong.
so.
All right, hold on a second. Millie?
Sorry, I've got dogs barking and I was gonna say along with that, it would be really nice to be able to do a parking ban for a few hours in the morning after snowstorms as well, to get Main Street cleared safely.
That is actually in the ordinance, that you have,
Yeah,
that either the town manager or the road commissioner, town crew foreman has the ability to set a parking ban for snow removal. That's already in the ordinance.
Oh, good. Okay. Good. Thank you.
I would like to see no parking signs facing the wrong way, so people that pull in to park at the wrong side of Main Street know that they're not supposed to be parking that way.
Those could be on the backside of the 2-hour limit.
Yeah, I
sign.
know. It's so irritating, people parking,
I'm seeing more and more of it too.
yeah.
No, that was just my
It's chronic.
suggestion, just something to help out. I mean, I would think 2 hours would give people enough time to run errands, and if
Okay, well, that's fine.
I mean, that's all I was thinking. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to go into the front row of the parking lot. I was just thinking that might help just because, you know, there's only so many spots to park down there in the summer, and you see a lot of people that should
I
be
don't think
parked
she did.
in a handicap spot trying to get across the road. And I'll just,
I think she just.
I'd just like to
listen.
see if there's any interest in the town of doing something like that.
Yes.
Okay, so moving on, you want fireworks ordinance enforcement manager?
No, that was just a question
Right.
somebody had.
Right,
I had it.
oh, Dawn,
Yeah, you asked about what the ordinance was, and I said, well, we waived the $10 fee. You're just supposed to come up and get one. And then it's supposed to be before 9 o'clock at night when they blow them off, unless it's
Fourth of
New Year's
July.
Eve or the weekend closest to the 4th of July, I believe is how it reads. So, I mean, you're supposed to come get a permit even on those weekends. I think you can apply online. Didn't Andy set that up or not? Or did he just
No
have,
idea.
Aware.
I don't know.
We need to.
Oh,
check
no,
it
that's a
out.
burn permit. You can
Yeah.
do
Mhm.
online. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I think I had those confused, sorry. But that's how the ordinance reads out here right now, Donna.
Yeah, but that's, again, the another issue for the police meeting.
Hmm.
the ones that we don't have. Anything else?
Oh, Millie, thank you for the lines. They're much appreciated.
You're very welcome.
Okay, moving on, number 11, report of members. Everybody else set? Is Leslie still on here?
I think so.
I'm so quiet, aren't I?
Yes, you are. You all set on,
Yeah. I am all set. I have nothing to discuss.
right,
Questions that I had, we, during budget committee, we had a lot of conversations about fuel costs. And I was just curious, are we tracking those and what kind of an effect has it had on budget so far?
Can you check on that?
Are they gonna offer us a contract price again, or are we gonna put it out for bid again for the fuel for the winter, or did we already?
Should go up to bid.
It does, I mean.
it
when
always
do- when
goes
do
out
we-
to bid.
When do we usually do that, though? Isn't it around now? or-
Well, we had, remember, Andy, we had that discussion about if you do it we wanted to do it before the budget.
Did we, so did, I just can't
We
remember.
wanted to do it before the end of the year, but we felt it should be done in the fall. Is that how it worked?
I just can't remember.
I can't even. I know we
I'll try
always
to
put
look
it,
at the records. I don't.
I know we
don't
always
what
put it
you've
out to
done.
bid.
It's probably coming due, though. I mean, I think we do it before the cold season usually, don't we?
We discussed that.
I would think it'd be done for the
And-
budget meeting.
Thought we wanted to do it
Get an idea what you put,
before
More
the,
accurate number for the budget.
I thought we wanted to do it prior to the budget, or during budget meeting.
Yeah, I can't remember. I just know that we have done it in the past, and we get a price for everything that we need, natural gas, and kerosene, diesel for all the different places.
I'll
We
look up and see what's been done in the.
Yeah, we
past.
should probably just make sure that we do it when we've been doing it, I guess, so we have an idea.
Anything else? Okay, if that's it, we'll move into executive session.
I make a motion, we move into executive session pursuant to 1 MRSA 405-6A for personnel matter.
Second.
All in favor?
Are we off of the live Facebook now, or?
Good thinking.
But what about Leslie?
She'll stay on here. I'm just gonna stop